feeling that you have your goal accomplished, feeling that your goal is done, right? So day one, once again, is setting a big goal, a goal that scares you, a goal that makes you feel like, oh my goodness, how am I going to get this done? A goal that scares you, right? Day two, we talked about the self-image. I hear an echo, so let me turn this on. Day two, we talked about self-image. The self-image is the key to your success, right? Because we can never exceed the self-image we have about ourselves. So we have to have a really wide open image of ourselves, receiving our end state, receiving our desire, right? We talked about someone giving you a gift. Until you accept it with your hands and your arms, right? You're not going to be able to open it. You're actually going to push it away. If you say, no, thank you, I'm okay, I don't need it, I don't want it, I have enough stuff, I don't need more gifts. I know that's like kind of my situation. I don't want more stuff. I want the money. But you got to be open to receive it, right? If you don't receive it, it's not yours. So it's just something that you're pushing away. So that's the sentiment with money sometimes, right? I know in my case, I push money away. God wanted to give me money, but I pushed it away. Why? Because I was taught that money is not good, that evil people have money, rich people go to hell. I mean, all these paradigms of beliefs that were planted in my subconscious mind as a child and then as an adult. So I just said, I don't want any money. I just need enough to survive day to day and be okay and not want more. You know, the desire for money was taught that it was a bad thing for us to desire. So I didn't desire money. And the problem with that is that money is energy. Just like everything else on this earth and in this universe, everything is energy. And we attract energy with like energy, right? So whatever I want and I put it out there, I'm attracting. It's my emotions, my feelings. The same is true the opposite, because there's a law of opposites, the law of the universe. So if I want something, the opposite's going to show up. And I just have to dismiss the opposite and accept what I want and pull the image. This is why it's so important to create an image of your goal and see yourself at your end state with your goal accomplished. You want to have your goal received, right? Catherine, you said graciously receive, right? Enjoy us in thankfulness and in gratitude and being grateful for receiving what you want and you have it, like you physically feel it, even though it's not right here, right now. In your imagination, you go to that end state and you feel the feeling of having what you want. So you create this image of you in your end state, of you receiving your gift, receiving what you want. And how do you feel at your end state, right? How do you feel? What is that energy that you feel having that thing that you want? If it's money, right? Money buys houses and cars and vacations and medical treatments and pretty much anything you want. I want to help women. I want to build transformational homes where women can come and transform their lives. That takes money, right? It's not going to happen. I mean, it could happen, right? Anything is possible, but to buy the material, to go down and cut the trees, to bring it to the islands that I imagining my homes being in these islands. It's just a beautiful retreat for women to go inward in peace and in harmony. That takes money, right? So manifesting money for that. And that's the same for you. I'm sure there's a million and one things that you can think of with your imagination, what you could do with that money. So your homework assignment has been one, to create a big goal, something that may not be here tomorrow, right? Because it's so big. You can set little goals along the way. We're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about setting little goals along the way. But second homework assignment was your image, your self-image of you at your end state, and write a full, detailed, descriptive story script of you at your end state, having everything you ever wanted. And the more detail you give to it, the better it's going to be, because you're manifesting it, right? Universe, God wants detail. That way, when you get it, you're not thinking, oh, well, that's an accident, it was chance. No, it is exactly what you wanted. And the other hand, if you're not specific, you may end up with something that you don't really want, right? So this is why it's so important to really get very clear and specific on what you want. So we have an auto mechanism inside of us. And this mechanism is goal-striving mechanism. And in the book by Dr. Maxwell Maltz, he talks about our psychocybernetic, which is just like that mechanic that's in airplanes, right? The pilot puts it up into the air, the psychocybernetic kicks in and autopilots the plane. So the pilot isn't there driving and making math calculations exactly where he's going, how he's going to get there. I mean, can you think about the atmosphere? There's no signs up there. There's nothing. It's just air. So the pilot doesn't navigate it. It's the psychocybernetic in the airplane. Well, guess what? We have the same mechanism inside of us, and it's called and driven by our subconscious mind, meaning that the subconscious mind is not in our brain. Many of us, people thought the subconscious mind is in our brain. Actually, the mind is not in the brain. There is no organ for our mind, okay? Our mind is all over our cells, and every single cell of our body, our mind is there. And it's like a switching board that with your subconscious mind, you're driving your car, your house, your body is a vehicle. We are vessels, right? If you have followed any, not religious, but religious as well, but also other people, we are spiritual beings inside a physical body. And so our mind drives this physical body, and our mind is connected to spirit. It's a spirit, life to life source, to God, right? If you believe in creation, we were created by a bigger being than us, right? A spiritual being, God. So God is whoever you want it to be, or you may not believe in God. That's okay. But we are spiritual beings. So our body is maneuvered and we're on autopilot 96% of the time. Can you believe that? We're on autopilot 96% of our day. So if you think about your breathing, just inhaling and exhaling, that's automatic, right? Unless you're consciously taking deep breaths, you're just breathing automatically. You don't know, you're not telling your lungs, right? Open up your pores, receive the oxygen, disseminate it throughout the lungs, bring it back out, send it back out throughout the body, right? You're not thinking that. That's automatic. Just like your heart beating, right? Our heart beats about 80 times a minute, and it pumps a whole heck of a lot of blood a day. I don't have the number, but it's a lot of blood. So it's pumping and pumping and pumping and pumping, but we're not consciously telling it to do that. It's automatically done. That's the same thing with our walk and our talk, and the way we view the world is through a lens in our subconscious mind. It's the programming that we received as little kids throughout our childhood and our adulthood, and up until today. We are programmed by what we accept and by what we believe. See, it's all about faith. So if you set a goal image of yourself, and also there's a goal image and then there's the self-image. Your goal image is yourself with your goals achieved. Your self-image is you. Who are you at the core of your being, right? Are you disciplined? Are you confident, right? Those are all internal factors of your personality. Like, who are you at your end state? Do you make decisions quickly, or are you wishy-washy, right? If you're wishy-washy, you make a decision today and you switch it tomorrow. And you go back and forth between choices. And that's just sending confusion into the universe. You're not really clear on what you want. And so your life is going to be in chaos. So you want to be very clear on what you want. You can also have faith in the things you don't want. It's whatever you give energy to in your thoughts and in your mind and your heart. If you're thinking, oh, I hate this job, I hate this, whatever it is, right? I hate this traffic. You're always going to stay there. You're going to be in traffic. You're going to find more reasons to hate your job. You're going to find more reasons to find fault in other people, and you blame other people for your problems, right? When we grow up, we start taking responsibility for our behavior and our actions and our feelings and our emotions. I used to blame other people for my unhappiness. I used to always just sit in everything I did not like or want in my life. I just didn't have this awareness, this knowledge that I don't have to live like that. And that kept repeating the same cycle over and over. So I was stuck. I was surviving day to day to day to day, and I had no idea how to change it. I was oblivious to the ways that I know now. Now I am so freed. I have freedom to do and to think and to be and to act any way I want. I just have to decide, right? So we're going to talk today about decision and action. I have to decide what it is that I want. I have to decide the person I want to become and focus on that, and not focus on what I don't want, and not to focus on everything that's wrong in my life. Same thing with money, right? Not to look at scarcity, not to look at lack or limit myself in any kind of way. I have to be open to receive what it is that I want, and to give that my energy, give that all my attention, all my focus, all my thoughts. You see, we are very powerful, creative beings. We just don't know that. We don't know that. And so we think that we have no control of our lives. We think that we are just humming along, and whatever comes to us, we have no control. We are just victims and passengers of our life. The truth is that we are creators. We are co-creators of this universe, of our world, of our emotions and our feelings and our behaviors. We 100%, when I realized that I had 100% control of my thoughts, and that my thoughts control my emotions, I was like, whoa, how come I didn't know this? I honestly thought I had no control over my emotions. And so I just lingered and let them focus on what I didn't want. Now that I'm aware that what I'm thinking about is actually manifesting in the physical, now I'm like super careful what I'm thinking. And sometimes I'm not aware when I have I'm aware when I make a reaction now. If it's a negative reaction, something that just, I'm like, why did I do that? Or why did I say that? Or why did I think that? Where I look at my results and I say, you know what, I don't like this result. And I have to go inward and have to say, okay, what have been my thoughts around this? What are my beliefs about my world, about my environment, about myself? Like, what is it that I believe that's created this result that I'm not happy with, right? So then I look for the good. I look at what can I learn and take the positive out of it and dismiss what I don't want, right? Have you ever gone to a restaurant and you have you order a plate of food, but do you always like everything in the plate, or do you eat everything in the plate? Most of the times you may find things you don't really like, so you pick those things out and you eat what you do like. That's me. I'm picky, so I just take what I like and what I don't want. Mostly carbs. I try not to eat a bunch of carbs all the time, but So I just pick out what I want. And a lot of times, if you listen to your body will tell you the nutrients that it needs. So you'll crave certain foods, you'll want to eat certain foods because that's what your body needs. So you got to be open to that and listen to your body, listen to your heart, listen to your mind and what it needs, and give that it wants. So it's really important to always be one with yourself. Like, be open, go inward, really know your likes, your dislikes, your paradigms, your beliefs, anything that is blocking you from receiving your abundance, your wealth, anything that, for example, right? I hope you did your homework assignment. This is really good. I want you to write your thoughts around money. So when you think of the word money, how do you feel around it? Do you feel some kind of way that's not a very good feeling? Something that you really can't control, that you just like, just kind of like, I don't know. I don't know if it's for me. I don't know if I can have it. I don't know if I deserve it, right? Sometimes those are the beliefs from our past that we bring into the now. When we're trying to manifest, we're trying to set a goal for more wealth, more money, we can actually cancel that with our feelings, right? So you can set your goal, you can think about your goal all day, but if in the heart of your heart, you're like, I don't see it, I don't feel it. You got to fuse with that idea. You got to fuse with a thought and your goal. And what I mean by fuse, so if you think of a welder, right, and they're welding this raw material into bars for like buildings or equipment, right? They take the iron and they mix it with other things. Or they take two tubes and they bind them, they fuse them. How do they fuse them? They use fire, right? Once they're fused, you can't really separate it without going through that process of using fire again, right? Super extreme heat. So they're just bonded, like just nothing can take them apart. And that's what our buildings or crates are, crates and iron is what built America, right? And most of the world around us. So you have these really tall skyscrapers, right? That metal is really, really strong. There's nothing and they're laid out in a certain way. So they're fused. Same thing with us and our goal and our vision and our feeling of it. We have to fuse with that image. We have to fuse with the idea that money is ours. The freedom is ours. A lot of people, yeah, we ask for money, but that's not the end all be all, right? A lot of us want freedom. We want freedom to go and do and come and have time to do whatever we want, to have the finances and the resources to not worry about anything, that everything's taken care of. So I had to use the analogy of opening up the faucet and having money come out, right? So always feel that flow of that money is never ending. It's never stopping. It's going to be there for you all the time. That's having a mindset of abundance and wellness. And that's, my friend, is the secret. That is the secret of wealth. If a millionaire loses $1 million today, do you think that they're going to go under a rock and be like, oh, it's the end of the world, I'm not, that's it, right? No. Say, okay, I lost $1 million today, I'll make $1 million tomorrow, and they'll go right back out and get it. Why? Why is that? It's because they have a mindset. They believe, they have faith that how the money came is, it came this way and it's going to come another way or the same way. They can go out and do it again. Because it's not what we do, and it's not doing certain things. It's doing things in a certain way. And that's what the mindset and the energy that we give, the belief and the fusion with our goal. So you can sit here and work really, really hard and do everything to whatever you think you need to do to get that money, right? So you think you have to work really, really hard, but you don't put faith into it, it's not going to happen. It may happen over a long period of time. I mean, you may accumulate this money over a long period of time, but who wants that? Who wants to work 40, 50 years of their life? I don't think a lot of people do, right? But it's what we've been trained and conditioned to think, that this is a way to live and this is a way to earn money. And that one day, if you're lucky, you may be wealthy if you even want to be wealthy, right? Because that's a whole nother thing. If you don't even want money, but that's not us, right? We're not here because we don't want money. We're here because we want more money. And not only money, but it's what money represents. So today we're going to talk about taking action. Taking action. I want you to write down this definition of success. Robert Russell, who is the author of a really good book, I really recommend it. I'm going to put it in the chat, because you too can be prosperous. You too can be prosperous. Hi, William. Who else is on? Say hello. And in this book, he talks about success and the definition of success. Success is faith in action. Faith in action. Again, faith in action. So if you're taking babies, say, hi, Diana, so glad you could join. You have faith and you fuse it, right? Like I said, iron with iron, you fuse it with your belief. So your goal and faith, fuse them together. You're going to take action. And this is the beauty of it, because a lot of times we know what we have to do. We know, for example, if you're trying to lose weight, you tell yourself, you know what? No more cake, no more candy, no more soda. And you commit in your mind, I'm going to lose weight, or I'm going to achieve my goal, whatever your goal is, right? But if you don't have a self-image, an image of you at your end state, meaning that if you don't see your body with less weight or a certain shape that you wanted, if you don't see yourself at your end state, it's just not going to happen. Because again, that psychocybernetic inside of us is the picture, the compass, the shiny compass needle is over here, right? But you want it to go here, but your image is still over here. You're not going to go here, you're just going to go where your compass is. And that is the image that you have in your mind, right? That's the map, that's the destination. You know, I talked about if you go on a road trip, but you have no idea where you're going, you're not going anywhere. You're just going in circles, right? You need a destination. You need a place to go. You need to look on the map and you say, okay, this is where I'm going. And then you start taking all the steps and you see yourself on your dream vacation. And then you start planning for it, right? You start moving into action. But if you don't pick a place, you're just like, oh, I just want to get out of the house. I mean, sometimes that's fine. You're just going to go out for fresh air, but you're not going anywhere specific, right? You're not really obtaining or achieving anything except going for a walk. So when you are manifesting, let's say you want to make $100,000 a year, 6 months from now, a month from now, whatever it is you can have. But you have to fuse with it. You have to fuse with the idea. You have to have belief in yourself, faith in you, faith in universe, God, substance, that you can have what you want, that it is yours, that you have it. That's where you go to the end state and you are excited and happy. How do you feel at your end state, right? You're super grateful. Your heart and your body, you just relax and you're just thanking God, universe, for having what you wanted, right? You're like, yeah, I did it. That's the feeling you need to capture every single day with you. Every morning when you wake up, reading your goal is super important. Writing it, reading it, reciting it, saying it out loud 3 times, at least 3 times. Middle of the day, and then at night before you go to bed, you fall asleep dreaming of your goal. That, my friends, you're starting to impress it into your subconscious mind. It's a decision. You have to decide that it's for you, that you accept it, that you receive it, graciously receive it, right? and gratitude and being grateful for it as if it's already here, even though it's not here, right? Faith is having a belief, 100% belief in what you cannot see, right? So you want to deny your five senses, which you can see, hear, taste, touch, feel. You want to ignore your five senses because it's not here yet, right? We just created the goal on Monday. Today is Thursday, right? So you don't want that goal to go away because of fear, doubt, or worry. You want to hold on to that image. You want to ignore your five senses that you don't know how, you have no clue how you're going to do it. You don't have money, you don't have time. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. Okay. I want you to embrace your goal and continue to hold that image. And as you're meditating in the morning, you're thanking God for it, you're praying, whatever it is that you do, you're going to start getting ideas. Things are going to pop in your mind and you're going to say, that's a great idea. Let me write it down. Write it down right away. Put it on your phone. Do it right then and there if you can. Like when I'm writing my goal, I get all these ideas. Do this, do this, do this. And so then I go do a post, or I make a meme, or I do a video, or I go read something, or whatever comes to my mind because I'm inspired. That's called inspired action. So you want to go and do the thing that is inspired, that you're inspired. What does inspired mean? Inspired is a spiritual intuition. That means being in spirit. And being in spirit, the spirit of your goal, the spirit of you wanting what you want and knowing, having a knowing that it's yours, right? So that's where you're building faith. So you build faith by repeating every single day, morning, afternoon, and midday, your goal. You're saying it to yourself, saying it out loud, you're reading it, you're writing it, and all of that starts to push you into action. But you got to fuse with that idea first. You have to believe it and see yourself at your end state and then take action. Now, a lot of us, because I myself am including myself here, we need support. We need guidance. We need a roadmap, right? Those are three things that we need in life in order to accomplish anything. When I was ending my narcissistic abusive relationship, I needed support. And thank God I had support. I had a whole community. I had like 3 or 4 coaches. I had 3 or 4 mentors and coaches that were guiding me and helping me just to open my eyes, first of all, and second of all, to leave, to change my environment, to change my inside so I can express different on the outside. So I had all these coaches that were my support system, right? So you need a support system, and then you need a program and a community. So my program, I've done many programs to help me get to where I am today. I'm not here by accident. I am not here because I was lucky or because I have a lot of money. It's because I created this. I am here because this is what I want. This is what I wanted. I wanted to travel the world and live by the beach and watch the beach from my room and from any place in the house. And this is what I have today because I manifested. I put faith out there and I wanted it so bad. And I didn't want stress. I don't want stress in my life. I had enough stress my whole life. Like, I just want to be relaxed and do the things that I love. And I'm doing it. And that's not by accident. That was intentional by writing my goal, doing my programs, doing the inner work, going inside of me to switch my beliefs. I had to let go of a lot of beliefs, false beliefs, lies that I told myself about myself, that I told myself about my world, my environment. I'll tell you one, I honestly believe that if I was happy, if I had too much fun, or if I laughed, if I had too much joy, then something bad would happen. I don't know how many of you have ever felt that. If you have, say me in the chat. I honestly felt that I had to be sad and feel down and have this heavy weight carrying on my shoulders, because if I was too happy, then something bad was going to happen to me. And that was because of my childhood trauma. So I had to change all of those beliefs, and I had to say, that is not true. That is a lie. But I honestly, it kept me down. It kept me suffering. It kept me repressed and depressed and all of that. I was stuck in life. So it's very important to get to know you and what is it that is operating you and your decisions and your outlook in life, and what is stopping you and limiting you what you getting from what you want, right? Because you want this big, beautiful goal, right? What's stopping you? What is getting in your way? What is the belief that you need to change? And as soon as you identify that belief, and you can bring that belief out by journaling or the programs that I have that can help you navigate to expose those things, right? Because a lot of times it's subconscious. You have no idea. I had no idea what was going on in my subconscious mind until I got some help. I got professional help. I went to therapists. I went to coaches. I read my Bible. I journaled. I did everything I could and I kept asking for the answer. I was like, what do I need to do to break the cycle, to stop surviving day to day and to start thriving and living a life that I was meant to live? And I found the answer. I found the answer because I was super successful at work, at school. I got my master's in business. I was vice president. I was making excellent money. I had my dream home, my dream car. I was the servant of my community. Like, I was all the things that should have made me happy, but it's not, you see, happiness is not external. You cannot find the answer to your solutions or solutions to your problems on the outside. And this is a problem. We always think we have to go outside, external. No, the answer is inside of us. The problems with money, the lack is because of something inside of you, a belief that you have. So once you change those subconscious mind, the patterns, the thoughts, it's like a river. It just, whatever it is that you're looking for flows through you, because life source energy is all around us, right? Wealth is all around us. Just look outside. You'll see all the abundance in the world and all the money that flows. But you have to be open to receive it, right? With your thoughts and your mind, your heart. So this is what we all teach and we know and we study. This is what I study every single day. This is my passion. This is my love. Because it gave me the freedom to do everything I always wanted to do. And this is why I teach this material. So your action, a couple of things, is to really go inward and start feeling and seeing yourself at your end state. You're going to start getting ideas on what to do, how to do it sometimes. The how may or may not show up, but just the steps. I also want you to get on a call with me, share with me your ideas, tell me how you feel, and I can guide you and help you set you up for success. And that way you are all set to go, because my friend, if I could have done it by myself, I would have. If you could do it by yourself, you would have. And that's just me being honest, because I lived my whole life going in cycles. Sometimes we can't see what's wrong inside of us. We need somebody to help us, to show us, to guide us. And there's so many, I talk about it in my book. My book is called Live Your Best Life, How to Go From Surviving to Thriving. And in the book, the background was abuse, but it applies to anything in life, anything you want. So my friends, it's all about how you feel about yourself and your view of the world. Everything is inside of us. All the solutions to our problems, the wealth is within us, right? The thoughts that we give is the energy we put out. So if you're thinking in terms of lack and limitation, you will stay in lack limitation. One tip I'll give you is you don't want to make a goal that says, I want to be out of debt. Okay? But when you say that, you are giving power and energy to debt. So how can you write that goal? Write the goal like this. I'm so happy and grateful now that my net worth, so this is your net after all your bills and expenses are paid, is X amount of dollars a month, right? Your net worth, because that's the end result. You still have the funds, the money, the wealth, right? Because you can make the money, but if it all goes to bills, you don't want that, right? You want to have extra excess. So focus on having, always focus on having. Describe your goal as what you want. Now in the group, I set the little goal card so you can go in there and print it, or at least get the verbiage out of that card. If you don't have a printer, get the verbiage out of there and use that as your template for writing your goal every single day, morning, afternoon, and evening, okay? It's the energy you give it, it's the focus, right? If you focus on lack, you're gonna have lack. If you focus on wealth, you're gonna have wealth. You're gonna find reasons to feel more wealthy. You want to create that environment of feeling prosperous, right? So this is a good example. And when I started doing this, it felt freeing, liberating, right? So a lot of times you go order a pizza and it's not gonna cost a lot of money to feel wealthy, right? It doesn't always. You go to order pizza and the first thing most people say is, what's the deal of the day? And then it's maybe it's the one topping pizza, but you like pineapple or Hawaiian, or you like extra pepperoni and all the meats on top and mushrooms and everything, right? But that's not the special. And each topping is going to be $1 extra. And you tell yourself, no, I'll just have a special. You deny yourself having the extra toppings. How many of you have done that? You're like, $1 topping, that's too much money. I'm not gonna spend that. It's like, is that really gonna break your bank? Probably not, right? So have what you want. Create the feeling of always having. You know, if you see a dress, you see two dresses, right? You love one and the other one's okay, but this one you really, it's just calling you, but it's $10 more. Are you gonna stop and not buy the dress you really want for $10? You know, those are the types of activities and things you want to just kind of stop doing, because that sets a limit, that sets a mindset of lack and limitation. Always come from abundance. Make decisions, you at your end state, earning the kind of money you want to earn. Are you stopping yourself from buying that pepperoni or buying the dress you really, really want? No, right? You're not. So always go to the end when you're making decisions on where you're going, how you're going to spend your money, and have a luxurious feeling. Having is the feeling of spending, right? And you have a goal in your mind of the money you want to make. Have something that you want to spend it on. It's a house, a car, an education, whatever it is that you really, really want. And it's got to be something you really, really want, because then you'll get excited, you'll feel motivated, you're gonna go after it. You gotta have that burning desire for having that you want. Otherwise, you're not gonna be motivated to do anything about it. You're just gonna be like, oh, yeah, I'll have that goal one day, and not really give it the attention that it needs, right? So tomorrow, we're going to talk about stepping into your power, your absolute power, because we are powerful beings. The difference is if you believe it or not, right? So we're going to talk about stepping into it. And bring your questions. I want to know what questions you have. And we're going to hear Catherine's story tomorrow, so you don't want to miss it. And share and invite any of your friends, family. Do like, comment. If you're watching the replay, still participate. I want this to be interactive. And if you are feeling great, make a post in the group and make a post. And for those of you that are on YouTube, come join us here in my Facebook group. You're going to get a lot more value as I'm constantly going to be uploading material and content. Post in here and tell us your aha moments. Tell us about you, who you are, some of your goals, what you want to do in life. Share your story, because that is expressing ourselves. That is not suppressing. We never want to suppress ourselves. We want to fully express ourselves, right? Be who we are, step into our power, be this wonderful person that you are, and share. I want to know. And message me and we can get on a call as well. So I'd love to hear more about you, about your story, where you've been, where you're going. It's just beautiful and heartwarming to my heart to know about you. So I'm super grateful for all of you being here today. It is my honor and my privilege to be here and to show and to teach what has helped me to thrive in life. And it's with my whole heart that I share it with you. I hope this was good. Comment, add, share, tell me you did your homework, send a picture, post it in the group, or post it and message me, or, message me the picture. Just, I want to know what you're doing with this, right? So anyways, thank you so much for being here. I love you so much. Have a beautiful evening and afternoon. Bye, everyone.